Lewis, how we doing, bro?
Yes, guys, I'm all good. How's everything with
Get
you
that
guys?
smug smile off your face.
I'm just happy to see you guys. It's round 2 of 3. We said we're going to be seeing a lot of each other over the next month. And yeah, it's just good to see you guys again. How's everything been?
Yeah, all good, man. All good, man. Still got nightmares of Stamford Bridge last week.
Last week for the last 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years. Apart from that time when we saw Lewis in the home end, that was.
Yeah, that was all good. That was
we don't need to go through that.
But Lewis, first of all, in the game last week, we haven't spoken since then. I mean,
for good reason, I think.
What did you make out of the game last week?
I'll be real. Like, I expected a lot more from you guys going into that match. We were speaking about it before, and I was saying I was really worried about how Antonio Conte would have already started to implement a style of play on the team. But that felt like a throwback to Nuno's Spurs, if we're being real, because like you lot came in and there wasn't really a game plan. I thought you guys absolutely struggled through that game, and especially the rotations that we had to make in that first leg. I'm really surprised it was so easy for us. And I'm not even saying that to be cocky. It was just I didn't see anything from Tottenham in that game. I'm sure you guys would agree with me as well. It was a poor performance from you guys.
I agree, but I think it was more. It wasn't so much we didn't have a plan. I think we got completely surprised by Tuchel and his setup in the first half. And then obviously you got a couple of goals in the first half while we were adapting to you because you went forward at the back. No one expected you to do that.
It also felt like you lot gave us the goals. Like the first one was a huge mistake by Tanganga. The second one's a double deflection. Like it's terrible luck on you guys' part, but also going forward and in terms of progressive plays and everything, like you guys just seemed second best in everything. Yeah, it probably is Thomas Tuchel because for me, that's why I always say he's the best manager in the world for me, because he's able to get the best out of squads that I expect to struggle going into games. Like, I didn't expect the performance like that from Malang Sarr. I didn't expect Sal to dominate the midfield like he did.
Even though Sarr should have been sent off.
Sarr should have been sent off.
Well, he got booked and then he made a challenge right at the end where he should have been. I mean, it wouldn't have impacted the game whatsoever, but I think he should have got sent off.
I probably don't even recall that foul, but fair enough, innit? But I still haven't seen a performance from Sal this season. Same thing from Sarr. Marcos Alonso at left back. I think it's just Marcos Alonso against you guys. I've just given up
every time.
I don't know what it is.
You know what it is? It's like because the away end.
I don't get it.
It's the away end give him so much stick every time, and then he rises up to it. That's what it is.
Pretty much.
I don't get it because he's a horrific footballer, but he still turns up whenever it's you guys. So I've actually just given up on trying to predict him.
In terms of the way Chelsea are going to set up tomorrow, you've got a lot of injuries. Azpilicueta's out, Reece James is out, Chilwell's out. Who are you expecting to play on the flanks, on the wing backs?
I think we might go back to 4 at the back again, because we only did that against you guys because we didn't have enough players. Although Thiago Silva is back now for this game. My only thing is, though, we have Manchester City coming up on Saturday, and Man City have a full week's rest going into it. So I do expect some rotation in this game, but we also can't rotate too much, because if we do that, we open the door to you guys to come back into this tie. So I don't really know what to expect, but there should be some rotation in the side. I don't expect it to be anything close to our strongest 11. If anything, you might see a team similar to the first leg.
Yeah, well, but if there is a team like that similar to the first leg for Chelsea, are you worried at all about maybe Tottenham having a different kind of plan or being a different kind of team in the second leg? Or do you because we have our own problems? Dyer out potentially anyway. Son is definitely out, so we're definitely depleted. But do you think this Chelsea team could stand up to scrutiny in the second leg?
Definitely, like, in spite of the first leg, I do still worry about what Antonio Conte can get out of that side. If anything, it might motivate them more to turn up more in the second leg, and you guys will have the home advantage as well, and I expect your fans to be up for it too. London derby and everything will be under the lights, the perfect situation for you guys. I think for us, it's more about just handling ourselves through the first half. If we can maintain our position in the first half, then I expect us to go through the tie a lot more comfortably. I think if you guys get an early goal, though, it's going to be a long night for us.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope we can get that early goal. I think that's the only hope for us going into this game and trying to get to that final is if we can't get that early goal, the fans rise up. And if we can really act as the 12th man, the fans, tomorrow, I think we can get something. but it's going to be a very tall order. I mean, you're beating us 5-0 on aggregate this season already from the cup game and the league game. So, I mean, it's going to be a very, very tough ask for us. And I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to figure out some ways that we can beat you. But where do you think that your real vulnerabilities come tomorrow night?
Same position as the first leg, that left-hand side. If you guys can isolate Marcos Alonso, it's a long night for him. But he just turns up against you guys every single time, and I just don't understand it. Like, you lot need to stop booing him, I think, first and foremost.
You're probably right there.
Start cheering him. Yeah, exactly. But do you not think, though, with Reece James out and Azpilicueta out on the right? I know on the right hand side last time, you actually had a lot of joy because we had Matt Doherty there on the left. But we're probably going to have Reguilon tomorrow. So that could maybe be an area we can exploit because Ziyech pretty much had a free run last week. Last week because of our lack of any quality on that side. No, we had no player to exploit you. You know, you could literally let Doherty have free reign of that side and he was never going to do anything. But Reguilon is might be a different kettle of fish. He might actually be able to get in behind you and actually make Ziyech think about his defensive duties a bit.
Yeah, Ziyech hasn't really been tested in that right wing back role. He has played really well in the last few games I've seen him in, but it has also been like you guys and Doherty on the left, and then it's Chesterfield, and you can't really say too much about playing against Chesterfield. All due respect to them, of course. So it'll be interesting to see him against a proper opponent because Reguilon, like, I won't say anything about him. He is still one of the best left backs in the league, regardless. So it'll be interesting to see how he performs against him. I think Ziyech is still like underrated in terms of his defensive work rate. He's not like a strong presser over the 90 minutes, but he's more of a smart presser. And because he plays in more of that inverted role, it's a lot more interesting to see how he adapts in that position. But Ziyech v Reguilon will be a good battle. I do expect Reguilon to dominate in the attacking sense as well, but I expect that from both sides, which is why I think it'll be an open game on the left-hand side too. I think for you guys, though, it's more about just trying to get something out of Harry Kane because you got Son injured for this tie as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
This just gets even harder for you guys going into
and maybe Dyer
Harry
as well.
Kane, I didn't see him that first leg. I don't know what happened to him.
Did you see any Spurs players in that first leg?
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Nah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know what happened to you guys that first leg. Like, you guys were awful. Like, all due respect and everything like that. I didn't see anything from you guys. I felt like you guys threw the tie away in the first leg itself.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with the first leg, because it's only 2-0, you really should have pumped us 4 or 5-0 that night. You really should have.
Chelsea.
You know what I mean? Because that tie should have been put to bed in the first half. That tie should have been put to bed in the first half.
Every Chelsea game that we win or we draw, there's about 5 big chances that we've wasted. That's just us. Like, I've been used to it from Chelsea from the last 4 years. We'll probably miss a string of chances against you guys tomorrow as well. For us, it's just whatever comes because we are not a clinical team. I call us stormtroopers for a reason. We make like 20 chances and we score 1 or 2. That's it.
But you know, you have obviously both of us have very big games on the weekend. You have Man City and we have Arsenal. But from a Chelsea perspective, is there any like eye on that game in terms of like team selection going into this game, or do you think you go with like as strong a team as you can?
I want there to be an eye on the Man City game because I think if we focus too much on the second leg, like, to be honest, we probably already lost the City game anyway. But we need to go there with some semblance of hope because our faint, and I mean faint, title hopes rely on getting a result at the Etihad, which is so much easier said than done. But I can also count Thomas Tuchel to be able to do it, even with a rotated squad, because he's done it before. But one eye does have to be on that game. We can't underestimate Tottenham though, regardless, because if we focus too much on that, we get complacent, then we open the door to you guys to come back. It's a very tough week for us. It's the potential to be an amazing week for us as well, but we can't put all of our eggs into the game tomorrow because we've done a strong enough job to put ourselves in a secure position for the first leg. I think it's more just about maintaining it now for the second leg, and I do think we're capable of doing that as well. But I don't want to play a fully strong side because we've got so many fixtures leading up to the Club World Cup. We've had the Brighton game moved to Tuesday straight after the Man City game. Fixtures just keep coming like that for us. So I do want to see some rotation. I want it to be smart rotation too, but I think we can't play a full strength 11 for you guys. If it opens the door for you guys, it is what it is. But I think we need to focus on being more defensive and just maintaining our lead.
In terms of Lukaku, we spoke about him last week. The news was all very fresh in terms of what he was saying. It seems like him and Tuchel have kissed and made up now. He's back in the side. I mean, is it all forgiven and forgotten for you guys?
As long as you score, that's all I think. Like, get the goals and assists, and I don't really care, to be honest. But I've lost the will to defend him that much. Like, we had the Chesterfield fans chanting Romelu Lukaku, he's into Milan the whole first half, and he just
That's
missed
what we were singing at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, every crowd's going to be singing that now else for the next 4 months. Like, safe for that, guys, but it is what it is. But same way, like, he's not bagging the chances. Against you guys, he had like 10 touches the entire game, and that was it. Against Chesterfield, he did score, and then he missed a hat-trick of even bigger chances than the goal that he scored, while they were chanting that at him the entire first half. And it's like, really? Because I get you scored and everything, but if Werner missed those chances, we're all roasting him, and now you're out here missing those chances. Like, we ain't got the patience for you at this point. Just hurry up and start bagging goals and assists.
In terms of Tuchel, is he like? Was there any point for you where he was actually under any sort of pressure when you were going through that bad run? Did you feel like? Because you never know with Chelsea. You never know if they're ever going to pull the trigger, if a run gets any worse. And then the Lukaku news comes out, and all of a sudden the player power perception, you're like, Lukaku's kind of showing his strength. Does he want Tuchel out? Was there ever? It looks like now you've come out of that bad run. You beat Villa. You've won your last few games. You beat us. But was there any point where you got slightly worried for Tuchel?
Not really. Like, there was rumours about Thomas Tuchel and potentially getting a bit of heat from Roman, but I didn't believe it for a second. I thought it was just an easy article for anyone to make, knowing our history. I haven't been worried about Thomas Tuchel in the slightest. The worst we've seen from him is the odd bad substitution, and it's like, whatever, all managers have that in them. It is what it is. I think he's been dealt a really bad hand. He didn't get given the players that he asked for in the summer transfer window. We only brought one player on a permanent. We've had a string of injuries, which has crippled his side, and he's had to make do with whatever he's had in the squad, even if the squad has been very limited at that point. Definitely isn't Thomas Tuchel's fault, and even in spite of that, we're here in second place. I don't even know how we're in second place right now, the way that we've been playing over the last month and a half. That, to me, is Thomas Tuchel right there. So there's no pressure from me. I don't think there's any pressure from 99.8% of Chelsea fans. Nothing to do with Thomas Tuchel. It's all about injuries, and it's all about poor transfer activity over the last 4 years.
Interesting. Are you coming tomorrow night to Tottenham?
I might be. I can't guarantee that just yet. But if I am, I'll shout you guys as always. Well, probably after the game.
All right. Give me what's your score prediction going into it tomorrow?
I'm going to go just 1-0 Chelsea. I think we're going to play a lot more defensively minded. It could be 1-1, to be honest. I could see you guys get a goal in this game. I don't think you guys just bend over for us in the entire tie. I expect a fight back from you guys. But I expect Chelsea to maintain their lead too. I expect us to see this out and get through to the EFL Cup final. And, maybe I could push for 1-1, but I'm going to stay positive and say 1-0 Chelsea.
All right, big up. So we're going to be doing a preview. Is it on your channel a bit later?
Yeah, I'll be on Chelsea Fan TV later.
All right, so we're going to be doing a preview on Chelsea Fan TV later, so just check that out. If you want to have a look at some Chelsea content, probably the best Chelsea content on YouTube, go check out Chelsea Fan TV and Lewis's personal channel as well. Lewis, big up. Thanks for coming on once again. We've got one more meeting this month.
Let's go, man. Look forward to seeing you guys again next week. Take care,
nice
guys.
one,
Love
Lewis.
every
Good to
time.
see you,
Big up yourselves.
Cheers, man.
Big up,
Good
Lewis.
to see you,
We'll
man.
speak to you soon, bro.